Something in you already knows the truth. You just haven't admitted it yet. And that uneasiness you feel right now, it's not confusion. It's your mind trying to protect you from a mistake your heart keeps walking into. Listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you is the part most men never hear. The moment where dating stops being a path to connection and becomes a slow drain on your confidence, your time, and your peace. You don't wake up one morning suddenly broken or exhausted or done. It happens quietly. In the middle of a text you don't want to answer. In the pause before a date you're not excited for. In the moment you start pretending you don't care as much as you actually do. Most men overlook these signals, thinking they're just being resilient or patient. But psychology says the opposite. These are warnings. Red flags from your own mind telling you that you're giving more than you're receiving, that you're carrying the emotional weight of something that isn't feeding you anymore. The truth is, most men stay in the wrong dating situations far longer than they should because they fear starting over. They fear being alone. They fear that maybe this is as good as it gets. And that fear keeps them trapped in cycles where their value gets questioned, their boundaries get tested, and their self-worth gets chipped away in tiny, silent pieces. If you're honest, you've felt it. That sinking feeling that the effort isn't being matched. That sense that you're more of a backup plan than a priority. The stomach drop moment when you realize you're chasing clarity from someone who doesn't even offer consistency. These aren't normal parts of dating, they're signs. Signs that your energy, your masculinity, your emotional stability are being pulled in directions that don't elevate you. And the most dangerous part, when a man starts adjusting his standards because he's tired, not because he's aligned. When he begins to accept confusion as chemistry, or miscommunication as mystery, or emotional distance as playing hard to get. You deserve more than confusion disguised as connection. And deep down, you know that. Before we go further, ask yourself, do you feel drained, anxious, or smaller than you were before this person came into your life? Your answer to that question determines everything. There's a moment every man experiences but almost none talk about. The moment when dating stops feeling exciting and starts feeling like a test you didn't study for. You feel yourself tensing up before you text back. You rehearse your words because you're scared of being misunderstood. You start overthinking simple things like timing, tone, how fast to reply, how slow to reply. And somewhere in that mental chess match, you lose yourself. And here's the truth you were never told. When dating begins to feel like emotional labor instead of connection, it's the first sign you need to step back. Psychology shows that men often push through discomfort because they confuse effort with progress. You tell yourself, maybe if I try a little harder, she'll meet me halfway. But a woman who wants you doesn't make you guess. She doesn't drain you. She doesn't keep you in a state of uncertainty where you're constantly decoding her moods, her silence, her random waves of distance. When a man is constantly analyzing instead of enjoying, it's because he already senses something is off. And that leads us to one of the clearest but most ignored signs. You're doing all the initiating. Every text starts with you. Every plan is made by you. Every effort to maintain the connection is coming from your side. And when you pause, everything stops. That isn't chemistry. That isn't compatibility. That's you carrying a two-person relationship on your back. When a man is genuinely wanted, he feels it. A woman shows it. She creates openings. She makes space for you. She complements your presence, not your effort to chase her attention. But when she's indifferent or emotionally unavailable, your mind starts rewriting the situation to protect your ego. You interpret her occasional engagement as interest. You interpret her polite replies as enthusiasm. You interpret your loneliness as patience. Here's the psychological trap. A man who invests early develops emotional momentum. Even if the situation isn't feeding him, he keeps giving because he doesn't want to feel like the time he spent was wasted. But wasting more time won't make the first part mean anything. If you feel like the only reason the connection exists is because you're the one maintaining it, that's not dating. That's draining. And the moment you stop feeling safe being yourself, the moment you feel judged, small, or replaceable, that's your wake-up call. There's a very specific kind of exhaustion men carry when they know they should walk away, but keep pretending everything is fine. It's not physical, It's not even emotional in the obvious sense. It's the quiet, invisible exhaustion that comes from constantly proving your worth to someone who never asked for you, but also never lets you go. And this is the second major sign it's time to stop dating for a while. You're always in situationships, never in real relationships. If you look back and realize every woman you've connected with kept things undefined, casual, or complicated, that's not a coincidence. That's a psychological pattern, one that forms when a man has learned to accept crumbs because he doesn't believe he deserves the whole meal. You start tolerating vagueness, you settle for mixed signals, you convince yourself that potential is enough, and you mistake temporary attention for genuine interest. Women who are unsure, unhealed, or uninterested don't usually reject you directly. They keep you around because your presence is convenient, but not enough for commitment. And instead of recognizing that, you start working harder. You give more. You wait longer. You tolerate behavior that chips away at your self-respect piece by piece. Here's the uncomfortable psychological truth. If every connection you have stays stuck in the almost stage, the issue is not them, it's your lack of boundaries. And boundaries aren't walls, they're filters. They protect your peace, your energy, your time, and your emotional stability. Without them, you attract people who see you as an option. With them, you attract people who see you as a priority. Think about this. Have you ever noticed that the moment a woman senses you have no standards, she stops respecting you? She may still text you, she may still flirt, she may still want your attention, but respect? That disappears the second you become too available for someone who gives you too little. And if you've been stuck in a cycle of almost relationships, situationships, or emotionally unavailable women, it's not a sign to try harder. It's a sign to pause, a sign to regroup, a sign to heal the part of you that thinks bare minimum effort is enough to keep you around. There comes a moment in every man's life where he looks at his dating experiences and realizes something unsettling. He's attracting the same type of woman over and over again. Different faces, different names, same patterns. It's like being caught in a psychological loop you didn't even know you entered. And this is the third major sign it's time to stop dating for a while. You keep choosing women based on your wounds, not your standards. Most men don't consciously choose chaos or emotional instability, but your subconscious mind absolutely does. If you grew up being ignored, you'll be drawn to women who make you chase. If you grew up feeling unappreciated, you'll be attracted to women who give you just enough validation to keep you hooked. If you grew up in environments where love felt inconsistent, you'll confuse unpredictability with excitement. Psychologists call this familiarity bias. You gravitate toward relationships that feel familiar, not necessarily healthy. So if love has always been connected to stress, uncertainty, or emotional distance, then those red flags don't look like warnings. They look like home. But here's the truth that changes everything. Your type isn't a preference, it's a symptom. And until you heal the wound underneath, you'll keep repeating the same emotional cycle with different people. Ever notice how the women who are good for you feel boring at first? How the ones who are stable, consistent, and straightforward don't trigger that instant rush? That's because you've been conditioned to associate intensity with intimacy. Drama becomes chemistry, distance becomes connection, and emotional unavailability becomes a challenge you want to conquer. But when every relationship you enter drains you instead of building you, that's not dating, that's self-sabotage. This is why taking a break is powerful, not as an escape, not as a punishment, but as a way to reset your psychological attractions. When you stop chasing the familiar, you give yourself the space to understand what you actually want and what you truly deserve. Because the right woman won't make you anxious, she won't confuse you, she won't make you question your value. She'll bring peace, clarity, and consistency. 3 things chaos will never provide. That disappears the second you become too available for someone who gives you too little. And if you've been stuck in a cycle of almost relationships, situationships, or emotionally unavailable women, it's not a sign to try harder. It's a sign to pause, a sign to regroup, a sign to heal the part of you that thinks bare minimum effort is enough to keep you around. The next sign is quieter, more subtle, and far more dangerous because it hides behind logic. It disguises itself as being busy or needing to focus. But deep down, it reveals something far more important. Dating feels like work, and nothing about it feels natural anymore. When you meet someone new, instead of curiosity, you feel pressure. Instead of excitement, you feel drained. Instead of wanting to get to know her, you're already tired just thinking about the conversations, the planning, the expectations. This isn't laziness. This isn't you not trying hard enough. This is emotional burnout. The kind most men don't recognize until it's already running their relationships into the ground. Burnout in dating happens when you keep giving energy that never returns to you. You give your attention, your time, your effort, your stability, and you get inconsistency, mixed signals, and emotional unpredictability in return. Your mind starts seeing dating as a task, not a connection, a burden, not an opportunity. And when that happens, your psychology shuts down. It becomes harder to feel chemistry, harder to trust your instincts, harder to enter a relationship with an open heart instead of a guarded one. Your body knows you're depleted long before your mind admits it. This is why stepping back is not a weakness, it's wisdom. You cannot build something meaningful from a state of exhaustion. You cannot choose the right woman when you're choosing from emptiness. And you cannot offer connection when you're running on survival mode. Most men try to push through it. They say things like, "It's just a phase," or "I just haven't met the right one." But deep down, the truth is simpler and harder to accept. You're emotionally tired, and your soul needs rest. When dating requires more effort than your life can support, it's time to pause. Because dating should add to your life, not drain it. It should give you something to look forward to, not something to recover from. It should feel like connection, not obligation. And here's the test no one talks about. If you feel relief instead of fear when you imagine stopping dating for a while, your mind is telling you what your pride refuses to admit. Sometimes the most masculine, powerful, self-respecting thing you can do is walk away long enough to become whole again. The final sign is the one most men ignore until it becomes impossible to hide. You've forgotten who you are outside of dating. Your confidence, energy, focus, and emotional stability have become tangled up in whether someone likes you, texts you back, or chooses you. And when your identity gets tied to external validation, dating becomes a battlefield, not an experience. This is where you start overthinking every message. You rewrite texts 5 times before sending them. You question your value based on her tone, her timing, or her attention. You let the reactions of a single person dictate your self-worth. You don't mean to, but it happens slowly, quietly, and deeply. And here's the truth most men never hear. When your sense of self becomes dependent on dating outcomes, you stop being the man you want to be. You lose the grounded, clear-thinking version of yourself. You become reactive, insecure, and emotionally stretched thin. Not because you're weak, but because you've been running on empty for too long. Taking a break isn't about isolation or giving up. It's about recalibration. It's about remembering what it feels like to choose yourself first. It's about rebuilding the parts of you that got chipped away by disappointment, inconsistency, and emotional pressure. When you step back from dating, you get to reconnect with your mission. You get to reclaim your time. You get to rediscover the passions, habits, and ambitions that make you attractive, grounded, and magnetic in the first place. You become a man who isn't defined by whether someone chooses him, but by the strength, clarity, and purpose he brings into every room. And here's the psychological shift that changes everything. When you stop dating to rebuild yourself, you come back stronger, sharper, and more intentional. You see red flags faster. You choose better. You tolerate less. You attract women who recognize your value instead of testing it. And most importantly, you show up as the version of yourself you actually respect. So if you've noticed any of these signs, it's not a failure. It's a message. Your mind and heart are asking you to pause, breathe, and reset. Because the right connection will never require you to abandon yourself. And the right woman will meet you at the level of the man you become when you're whole, rested, and aligned. Now, I want to ask you something personal. Which sign hit you the hardest, and why? Tell me in the comments, and make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with a man who needs this clarity today.